And this is One House.
One house, the movement, we're coming through.
Peace. Man, we here with the good brother, man. I guess for the folks that don't know him, man, go ahead, let them know who you are, man, for the people, bro.
Peace, this is Kellen, MenkheperRa.
All right, man. Yeah, we here live, man. Representing, man. I got a couple questions I want to ask, man. You know, there's a lot of questions in the conscious community, and just want to give folks clarity, man, for the folks here in Birmingham and just nationwide, worldwide. So, I guess one of the first questions I wanted to ask, and you know that people ask me, I guess I want to hear your opinion on it, is what you put as the root cause of the problems in the black community?
I would say ignorance and impotence.
Gotcha.
Ignorance is simply meaning a lack of knowledge. Impotence meaning a lack of power. You know, where there's no knowledge, there can be no power.
Yeah. What up, King? What up? And I got a lot of people talking about metaphysics and a metaphysical perspective. What is metaphysics, man? Your opinion.
Metaphysics, it's a misassociated term. It means meta. It's come from two Latin or two Greek words. Meta meaning above or beyond or after, and physics meaning physical. You know what I'm saying? Like we use that term to I guess reference like spirit and spiritual connotations and things of that nature or whatever. But the term actually came from some writings from Aristotle. He was writing some books on physics or whatever, the physical aspects of life, and categorized that as the physical or whatever. And then the books that he wrote after the physics were called metaphysical, metaphysical, meaning the writings or the work after the physics. You know what I'm saying? So later on, there was the Latin people, or the Latin-speaking people, who erroneously just lumped all that together and called it metaphysical. And that's where we get the term metaphysical from, the reference to spiritual. It's really not
what
a proper term for it. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
How we use it.
I follow deep. So thanks for clearing up, I guess, the misconception on giving us clarity on the metaphysics. And I heard about the third eye, man. Can you give us what is the third eye? How can third eye be used?
Well, most folks just think the third eye is just the pineal gland. I mean, that's part of it, but it's actually the entire limbic system. It's the pineal gland, it's the thalamus, the hypothalamus, things of that nature. Just look up the limbic system to really get a gather information on what the third eye really is.
Okay.
Just say that and leave it like that.
And just this term consciousness. I know we have like the Birmingham Conscious Movement group on Facebook, and you hear the word consciousness thrown a lot. What is consciousness, and how can consciousness be used to liberate the people, if even possible?
Well, I mean, consciousness just simply means awareness. You know what I'm saying? So we use that term to identify a set of people who think they have maybe an upper hand or know something else that the common people don't know. And that may be true, give or take a certain amount of people or whatever. But I would say just being conscious of something doesn't get you out of the woods. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people identify consciousness with behavior.
Okay.
And that's a misassociation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I just give you a small example. Like it's several cases in hospitals where patient is going under for surgery and has been put to sleep, via anesthesia or whatever. And matter of fact, it was a lady I think in Baltimore. She had a case where she was basically aware of what the scrub tech and the nurses or whatever their conversation and the derogatory things they were saying about her.
Wow.
While she was supposedly unconscious under the anesthesia or whatever, but she was conscious of it. She called the entire conversation out. But the people in the room were not aware she was conscious because she didn't exhibit any behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So she didn't move. She didn't imply that she was aware of what was going on, but she was. So what I'm saying is just being conscious doesn't mean you are able to respond to what you are aware of. You know what I'm saying? It takes consciousness plus action.
Okay.
Knowledge plus action is power. You know what I mean? Not just knowledge. So I don't think being conscious alone will save us. We need to do something with what we're conscious of.
And just the steps of consciousness. Is there a way that a person can become conscious, or it's just?
I don't think consciousness being aware. I don't think conscious is something that you just necessarily become. I think you increase your consciousness or your circumference of awareness. You know what I'm saying? You're already conscious.
See, everybody's conscious of
Everybody's
something.
conscious.
I got
you know what I'm saying? So it's not something you become, it's something that you increase. You know what I'm saying? So, like you say, it's not about catching on or coming along or whatever. It's about long as you get along. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So long as you catch on and expand your consciousness, it's not about catching up.
Yeah.
It's about catching on. That's what I meant.
I got
you. Know what I'm saying? So
let's get
how
it.
you become conscious or whatever, as the term is used, really means knowledge of self.
I see.
And that's what you mean.
Sing. What is religion? And is religion something that we can use as a people to improve our situation?
Now, it might seem confusing to folks, but religion, the word itself, to make a long story short, literally means to fasten or to bind you back to something that you originally once were one with. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the original one is kind of implied by the prefix re, R-E. It means to do again. You know what I'm saying? Legion is made up of several words. It basically means to collect. It basically makes it the scientific aspect of collecting what you were once a part of and how to get back to it. So that's all the word religion is. Now, I feel like there are certain systems of religion that we don't necessarily need.
Okay.
You know, and I won't go into names or great detail about that right now. Everybody knows,
Overstood.
In the conscious community what's going on with those religions.
So, in any sense, can we use any sense of religion to improve, and how? And is this, you said, in the sense of just linking back? That's how we use religion.
Yeah, I would say if you look at the most popular spiritual cultivation system. Even if you give the term, let me back up. If you give a correct or proper term and definition of a word, it doesn't matter if you use the word in the proper term. From thereafter, people still have their association of
with
the word
Ooh.
in their head. So
Understood.
I'm not going to use the term religion just for that sake. I may do it by accident, but that's just to show it's the same thing. It don't necessarily mean something negative.
Understood.
It's just a system to connect you back to something.
Understood.
So when I say African spirituality, I mean African religion.
I see.
For those that don't think African science or Kemetic science is not a religion.
I got you.
So there's what they call knowledge of self. Just about every African spiritual system is based on knowing thyself. the way you do that and the method to knowing yourself, the stages that you go through, in my opinion, is the religion that we need.
So is there an original religion for the black race? And if so, what is it?
Knowledge of self.
Okay.
Knowledge of self.
So that's the original religion.
To me, that's the original religion.
I should. And can you briefly explain knowledge of self, or can you just give a?
Yeah. Knowledge of self is basically understanding what qualities you share with God, and what qualities that are really not human qualities. They're more like frailties that must be overcome in your progression to understanding your godhood and your godness.
Deep.
So,
Deep.
in short, I would say that's it.
And you got an upcoming lecture, man. What can the people expect to learn if they come to the lecture?
Basically, I just want to convey an understanding of spiritual work, spiritual teachings, stripped of all the mumbo jumbo, stripped of all the poetry or whatever, and basically just give you the meat. And my research, what it led to me to believe what the meat is of all spiritual systems. Basically, in particular, African spiritual systems.